Do you really know how much your paid ads are making? Well, if not, stick around to the end of this video for the fastest way to find out. And it's free. When it comes to ad spend, most businesses consider it an expense versus a scalable investment. The difference is simply knowing and understanding your numbers. That's the goal of this free resource. After downloading the sheet, to get started, you're going to set a daily revenue goal. That can be per campaign, per service, or per platform. For example, Google and Facebook ads if you use both. Then, directly from your ads, you're going to gather and enter your monthly budget as well as your cost per lead. And lastly, you're going to input your close rate, average customer value, and cost of materials and labor. And now if you don't have a clue about these final three numbers, you can input something relative for now, but just keep in mind the more accurate the inputs, the more accurate the outputs. And you may also want to consider getting started with Customers Plus to have KPIs like this tracked for you automatically to make knowing your numbers that much easier. But that's it. You'll instantly see how far you are from reaching your daily goal, if at all. You can also see extremely valuable KPIs like revenue per lead, the minimum close rate to break even, and the all-important return on ad spend with expenses included. Now let's dive into a few more examples. To get started, we're going to hop over to Google Ads to grab our live budget as well as our cost per lead. Now with the budget, you will need to multiply it by 30.3. It's the average days per month because Google only allows you to set a daily budget. Facebook's pretty much the same way. So we've got our monthly budget as well as our cost per lead for the first campaign that we're going to be checking into for window 10. Also keep in mind the more time you have here, the better. The more data you have, the better. So we started by entering our daily revenue goal for this campaign with a nice round number of $1,000 per day. Is what we would like to make. We also input our cost per lead directly from Google Ads, $5.12, as well as our monthly budget of around $455 per month for this campaign. Then we got our last three stats from our CRM, as well as speaking with the client just a little bit. That's for close rate, average customer value, and cost of materials and labor. And just by inputting those, we can instantly see the minimum ad spend we would need to reach our goal. And you can see the difference in what that is currently. So to reach our goal of $1,000 per day in revenue from window 10, we would only need to increase our current budget by under $1,000 a month. That makes sense to do almost immediately. So we show this to the clients, they're most likely going to increase their budget. Now you see how we think about ad spend differently. It's a scalable investment when you know your numbers and your cost per lead is just right. You also have extremely valuable KPIs here at the bottom, like revenue per lead. This is your current revenue per lead. What your minimum close rate needs to be to break even, only 2%. This is an extremely safe campaign to continue running. You can see how close you are to your goal currently with the current budget. Only 31% of our goal has been attained, as well as the almighty ROAS, return on ad spend, as the final stat at the bottom. For the next campaign, it's paintless dent repair. Got the same budget here at $15 a day. It comes out to $455 per month. Our cost per lead is higher here for paintless dent repair at $13.76 per lead. We're going to plug in those new numbers. We have a different revenue goal, $500 per day from dent repair. Cost per lead, $13.76. Same budget, and we plugged in our close rate, average value, and cost of materials. We can see to reach this goal for the paintless dent repair campaign, we would need to increase our daily budget by $44 more for a total of $1,357 more per month in spend to reach $500 a day in revenue. So for about, let's say, 3 days worth of revenue, you could be making this every single day to increase your budget to this. And for the third and final example with this specific client, for ceramic coatings, same budget, cost per lead slightly higher here as well, $15.70. So you can see to reach our revenue goal of $1,000 per day, once again, we would need to increase our monthly budget by almost $1,200 this time, but it's immediately worth it. And this is a clear, simple way to see these numbers. For this next client example, their campaign's in a bit of a different place. Their campaign's been running for multiple years, whereas the first example was only for about 6 months. This client also spends a lot more per month on their one campaign, a little over $6,000 per month, and their cost per lead is $13.20. The first time we introduced this sheet to this client, he said his revenue goal would be $1,500 per day. So we plugged in the cost per lead, the current budget, as well as the close rate, customer value, and cost of materials, and we found that his goal is already being met. He's at 113% of his revenue goal with the current budget. So you could go one of two ways here, right? You could scale back ad spend because your goal is already being met, but that's kind of illogical, right? Most people are just going to increase their goal. So that's exactly what we did. With this client, we went from $1,500 to $2,000. That is now the new goal for us to reach. It was amazing to see that the client's initial goal was already being met. So we increased our goal to $2,000. No other numbers changed. So we can see to reach that goal, we would need to increase our monthly ad spend by $1,100 per month, but that would increase our daily revenue by $500 per day. We're already 85% of the way to this goal. So we should be able to continue to increase what we're reaching for and slowly, continually scale our budget. And here you can see a nice comparison side by side with the only numbers changing up top as the goal. So if you're ready to get in touch with your numbers and learn your true return on ad spend, visit customers.plus/free resources. You can see in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen and grab the ROAS spreadsheet today. You can download it for free and get instant access.